A fall's worth of preparation and anticipation for the arrival of our guests, our friends. Some like Brian that have been many times and left his mark, and after getting settled into the lodge, plans are made and equipment is checked before heading out to try your luck in the big Saskatchewan woods.
You all good? Let's do this. Canadian Whitetail Outfitters, that's where it's at.
Third trip up, third buck. He's a pretty deer that I'm sure is going to be happy to head home with you. So many of us dream of being here, behind a giant whitetail, but getting there is a journey. They say getting there is half the fun, and that couldn't be more true when following and appreciating these incredible deer. We work all year long, scouting, preparing, always learning, largely through trial and error, and sharing what has been learned with a new generation. And when fall comes, the stage is set, we've done the work, and there's a plan in place. We get to head out knowing that most days will fail, but you go back again and again, knowing that at some point, maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to bring that dream to life. That if you put the time in, and with a bit of luck, you'll get to share a moment in the deer woods with a legend.
Taylor, that is a giant buck. It was well worth it just to watch him step out. Gorgeous deer. That would be the shortest hunt.
That was quick, eh?
He's down right there, buddy.
I'm still shaking.
He is awesome.
We aren't even ready for that. Holy buckets.
Wow, it's an amazing deer.
Wow, I can't believe it. I think you got a book deer, girl.
You just never know what's going to step out. Beautiful deer.
StealthCam presents Canadian Whitetail, brought to you by Ozonics, undetectable, undeniable. New archery products, hunt with confidence. Monster Meal, attraction, nutrition, results. Muddy, serious gear for serious hunters. Excalibur crossbow, different for a reason. Black Eagle arrows, superior carbon technology. Hunter's specialties, serious hunting tools. Dart and archery for hunters that demand performance. Cold steel knives, anytime, anywhere. Heater bodysuit, #1 in cold weather hunting gear. Raculator, score your trophy fast, easy, and accurate. Central boiler, outdoor wood furnaces. Boyd's hardwood gun stocks, better with Boyd's. And by StealthCam, the leader in trail cam technology.
Someone a lot smarter than me once said that if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life, and this place has proven that absolute. And for our guides that put in endless hours, it's not a job. It's more than a career, but a way of life. Every day hitting the trails, putting miles on, tending to existing spots, and making decisions on new spots in an area so large that even after years, every turn can be something new. And with each new spot, each new setup brings the possibility of new deer, unknown bucks, and possibly the stage set for one of our clients to have the hunt they may have been looking forward to for years. Outfitting and guiding is not a lifestyle that's glamorous or in the spotlight, but it fulfills the soul in ways that cannot be described. And as each day comes to an end, everyone retires to their cabin to rest before doing it all over again tomorrow. This week we're hunting with good friend Brian Smith, whose late flight doesn't land him in camp until dark, but just in time for Cook Carly's Chinese food night. Many of our clients have been coming to camp for years and become year-round friends, which changes the lodge from just somewhere to sleep to a home away from home with familiar faces. and a place where the halls are lined with photos, our hunters' very own walk of fame, moments in time of memories made from years gone by, many of their own memories. And those memories of the past make way to planning for this week's hunt, strategizing how we can add to the wall with a new success. And the buck at the stand that Brian had drawn this year was a gorgeous, very dark antlered, long beam buck with double, triple brows. And though he'd been largely missing the last 10 days, Brian was still going to try his luck. With plans in place, everyone retires for the evening, anxious of the start of the next day's hunt.
This segment of Canadian Whitetail is brought to you by onX Hunt, the most trusted GPS mapping app. Download the onX Hunt app today. Know where you stand with onX Hunt. This segment of Canadian Whitetail has been brought to you by Boyd's Hardwood Gun Stocks, the world's largest manufacturer of aftermarket hardwood and laminate stocks. Boyd's offers stocks for over 1,200 firearm models, so you can make every gun better with Boyd's.
Brian and Ben got in a little bit late last night, so that's why we're getting a late start today, because he's got to shoot his gun, but that's no big deal. We'll still get you in there and get you here your bodysuit if it's a little bit cold.
Yes, I do.
See how he makes out.
With Brian's gun still dialed in after his trip, we're headed out. A little bit late, but with the majority of deer at camp taken late morning and midday, a little bit late is far better than not heading out at all. All-day sits often take a little extra time to get settled in, to make sure equipment is ready and at hand, as anything can happen at any moment and you must be prepared to capitalize, and of course into a heater bodysuit, to ensure that all-day sit is a comfortable one.
Let's do this.
Day 1, Canadian Whitetail Outfitters. Got a bit of a late start this morning. My flight got in super late last night, so before I came out I had to shoot my gun, so we got in here a little after daybreak now, and we just got nestled into my heater bodysuit, and I'm waiting to see what shows up. It should be a good day. It's always a great time up here. You can't beat being in northern Saskatchewan for a whitetail hunt, so stick with us, and we'll see what shows up.
Though a late start, as soon as Brian is settled, the deer begin moving with some young bucks chasing does through the area. I may be biased, but one of the most enjoyable parts of these hunts has to be just getting to watch these deer in this beautiful environment. Unpressured, unhunted natural deer in one of the most incredible places that a whitetail calls home.
It's been a pretty hot hot start to our sit here. We've had a handful of deer come through, two smaller bucks, 3 does. Actually, if you listen up on the hillside, there's an 8-pointer chasing these does pretty hard up in here. So just sitting tight, man. It's pretty cool. Our wind seems kind of a little bit sketchy here, but they're coming right in. The Ozonics is doing the job. It's pretty awesome.
This segment has been brought to you by the Raculator, the world's best electronic scoring device. Score any antlered or horned game and even sheds fast, easy, and accurate with the Raculator. Get yours today at Raculator.com. Canadian Whitetail is also brought to you by Pro Expedition Scents and Lures, because it works. Tacticam, share your hunt. OnX Hunt, know where you stand. Hawk, hunt from above or attack from the ground. Conquest Archery Accessories, and by AAE, quality and dependability in all our products. This segment has been brought to you by Darton Archery. In the archery business for over 70 years, Darton is the world's leader in archery technology and innovation. To experience unmatched shootability, versatility, and reliability, visit your local dealer to shoot the new Darton.
Barely dinner time on Brian's first day, and the deer moving very well, already having seen several young bucks and many does.
This is the good stuff. Camp cook Carly made it special for me. The Canadian hot chocolate, only the best.
A midday break allows Brian time for a hot chocolate and some lunch. Well, he notices many of the deer in the area have now become somewhat nervous. As he watches, the doe looks behind her, gets low, and heads out with that obvious look that a buck is what's caused her to leave. He sees movement to the left of the blind. And with almost no notice, the buck that he's there to have a look at appears right in front of him. Stopping for some monster meal, but also on a doe, you never know how much time you'll have, and Brian isn't going to waste any.
Welcome to this week's Canadian Whitetail Scouting segment. Locate, learn, set up, hunt. brought to you by Muddy Outdoors.
We were setting up on the edge of a pea field today, and it reminded me how different bucks use different properties at different times of the year. So if you're hunting small farms, 80-acre farms, or you're hunting in acreage country, you want to keep an eye on those farms all season long. So if you have the camera there throughout the summer and there's no target bucks, you're going to want to keep coming back and checking in. If I set up a camera somewhere I'm looking to hunt, I want to see that buck on his feet in daylight in front of that camera within the first week, or I'll start to think I'm not in the right spot and I'll make some adjustments. But if I don't see any of those target bucks or new bucks for a couple weeks, I'll pull that camera out, but I'll still come back through the season. So when September comes, the combines fire up, it pushes a lot of those deer out of those fields, I'll come back and I'll check again. If there's nothing here, I'll come back in mid-October when the pre-rut, when those bucks are starting to look for areas. And in sweet November, when anything can happen and those bucks are chasing does. Especially on smaller farms that don't encompass that deer's entire home range, different times of the year can be home for that buck. And that small farm you hunt might be that deer's core for only a certain season. And that's your Canadian Whitetail Scouting segment for the week.
This week's Canadian Whitetail Scouting segment has been brought to you by Muddy Outdoors. Create your own Muddy moment. This segment is brought to you by AAE. Innovation and integrity is in our blood. Quality and dependability is in our products.
In a little bit late, but warm and settled, Brian has deer moving since he had arrived. When this doe goes to sneak out, from the left, the buck from the stealth cam has appeared.
Canadian Whitetail Outfitters, that's where it's at. Wow, that was a cool deer. Really cool. The does were here and they ended up taking off. We knew something was coming in, and then came the target buck we were after, and we shot him, and I think we hit him pretty good. I'm excited. How crazy was that? Wow. I'm in amazement.
One of the best parts, for us, is that text message that comes in from the hunter that he or she has shot a deer. And then heading in to pick that hunter up and hear the story of how the day played out. With all the excitement and anticipation, knowing that soon in a few more steps you'll be able to put hands on that buck. And whether it took one day or several trips up, it's something special to watch our hunter finally see up close what he's come to Saskatchewan for.
Well, it didn't take too long this year.
No.
It's a pretty slow start to the season for us as a whole, but it's been picking up. And this guy was on the stealth cam earlier. He went missing for a little bit, but showed back up, and you crawled in there and got yourself a sure black antlered bushbuck, eh?
Very black. It's unbelievable.
Gorgeous deer. Like crowns on his brow tines, little flyer on the side. Third trip up, third buck. It's pretty good odds.
The odds are not in my favor moving forward.
And different deer, hey, you shot a crazy heavy 4x4 one year. You shot a pretty clean, little bit of a drop beam 6x6 the next time. And now this one here is pretty gnarly bushbuck. So
that's awesome.
I don't know what's left.
I don't know.
Big drop tine buck.
Big drop time buck. It's going to be hard for you to do that. It's going to take me a few years of coming up to get one of those.
There's some young ones around this year. Doug's seen the double dropper this morning at his stand. The smaller one. Hopefully those deer get a chance to grow so they can look like him. But congratulations again. It's been fun having you guys up, and it's fun to see you guys have success up here, and he's a pretty deer that I'm sure is going to be happy to head home with you.
Yeah, this is a trip we look forward to every year, and it's just, it doesn't get old anytime soon.
No, because you never know. And you just never know what's going to step out, you know?
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Beautiful deer.
After outfitting hundreds of deer hunts, it's still amazing that this is what we get to do for a living. And while it's a lot of work, it's all worth it, and we owe every ounce of effort to our hunters to ensure they have the best chance possible at a successful hunt for a quality deer. So when they come back, they can admire memories of their own on our walls. And though success is never guaranteed, we can bet on good times. Incredible sights in an amazing place unlike anywhere else. Big laughs. And the chance that maybe, just maybe, our client will head back to the skinning shack with a deer that they've only dreamt of.
This segment is brought to you by Wild Edge, makers of the ultimate climbing system, the Step Ladder. Safely design your climb in any tree with the most versatile, lightweight, and compact climbing system, the Step Ladder. To book your own dream hunt in northern Saskatchewan, contact us at Canadian Whitetail Outfitters. Canadian Whitetail is also brought to you by these fine sponsors. Stay up to date with Dean and the team by following us on Instagram, liking us on Facebook, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. For Canadian Whitetail gear and apparel, information, and newsletters, visit CanadianWhitetailTV.com. For past episodes and never-seen content, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel or search for us wherever you stream.